Where is my charger? Is that it? No. Is this it? That's part of it. Ouch! There's the other part of it. Please. Please. No. Where could it be? Where is the charger? Y'all stay here. I'm looking for the charger. I'll be back. I'm not far. I'm right here. Looking for the charger. What does it look like? That's not it. Where is that charger? Uh-oh, we may be in trouble. Definitely not. Can you stand up, please? Well, this is going to be a very short video because I don't know where my charger is, and we're going to have to get up off of here. It's not back here. It's really not. I don't know where my charger is. And we's about to die. Let's see. Well, let's read this, and if people show up, they show up, and if they don't, this will just go up as a regular video. So, WNBA star Brittney Griner, did I spell her name right? Yeah. Brittney Griner, released from Russian detention in prisoner swap for a convicted arms dealer. So it says WNBA star Brittney Griner has been released from Russian detention, President Joe Biden said Thursday, which is today. Yeah. Griner was released in a prison swap that involved Russian arms dealer Victor Bout. The exchange, however, did not include another American that the State Department has declared wrongfully detained. And I guess his name is Paul Whelan. I don't know anything about him. She's safe. She's on a plane. She's on her way home. Biden said at the White House Thursday morning alongside Griner's wife. And I did see her. Her name is Sherelle. After months of being unjustly detained in Russia, held under intolerable circumstances, Brittney will soon be back in the arms of her loved ones, and she should have been there all along. Biden acknowledged that Griner's release was occurring while Whelan remained in prison, saying that Whelan's family have such mixed emotions today. This is not a choice of This is not a choice of which American to bring home, Biden said sadly. For totally illegitimate reasons, Russia is treating Paul's case different than Brittney's. And while we have not yet succeeded in securing Paul's release, we are not giving up. We will not give up. Griner's February, gosh, she's been in there since February. Griner's February arrest in Russia sparked diplomatic drama between the U.S. and the Kremlin that played out alongside Russia's war in Ukraine. At the same time that the U.S. enacted crippling sanctions in response to the Ukraine war, U.S. diplomats kept open lines of communication with Moscow over prisoner negotiations to try to secure the release of both Griner and Whelan. Biden said efforts to bring Griner home took painstaking and intense negotiations as he thanked members of his administration who was involved. This is a day we've worked toward for a long time. We never stopped pushing for her release. The prisoner swap occurred in some country Thursday, according to the senior Biden administration. A joint statement from the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia said the Gulf countries played a role mediating the exchange between the U.S. and Russia. Asked when Griner would be home following his remarks, Biden indicated it would be in the next 24 hours. Okay, so she ain't home yet. So let's keep praying until she makes it all the way home. As for what he would say to Whelan's family, he said, we're speaking to them. So Charnel Griner thanked the administration for helping to secure her wife's release and said she was overwhelmed with emotion. Both she and Griner will remain committed to work of getting every American home, including Paul, whose family is in our hearts today. Whelan told CNN in an exclusive phone call from the penal colony where he is being held in a remote part of Russia that he was disappointed the Biden administration has not done more to secure his release. Whelan said he was happy that Griner was released, but that he was led to believe that things were moving in the right direction and that the government was negotiating and that something would happen fairly soon. I don't understand why I'm still sitting here, and this is the other prisoner, the other U.S. prisoner that is still sitting in Russia. The prisoner exchange prompted criticism from Republicans who accused the Biden administration of releasing a dangerous prisoner back to Russia while not securing Whelan's release. This is a gift to Putin, and it endangers American lives. So, there is some criticism about how Brittney was released, about, dang, I should have turned that down. About the release of, the person that Brittney was swapped out for. There is some criticism about that because the person that she was swapped out for is an arms dealer, and he is supposed to be an extremely dangerous person. And, we're basically giving him to Russia, trusting that Russia will lock him up. But what if they don't? That's a chance that the U.S. has to take. Like, we get Brittney back, but we gave y'all somebody that's dangerous. And how do we know that, Russia is going to lock him back up? Or is Russia playing games and take him? And part of the trade is for him to do something, who knows? So it says that the negotiation was extremely difficult. That's a long ass article. The negotiation was extremely difficult and that it took a lot for, you know what? Let me see if does your other iPhone plug work for your iPhone? I don't think so. I can't find my charger. I don't know where my computer charger. My husband is about to get mad at me. I can't keep up with shit. Will this work? Wait a minute. Does this work? Will this work? Am I slow? Is there something wrong with me? Does this work? Oh, is this it? This it? This the charger for my computer? This ain't the computer charger, huh? Ain't this the phone charger? Who knows? Because I'm looking for the computer charger. Is this the... Who else has a MacBook? Is this the MacBook charger or the phone charger? Who else got a MacBook? Because it doesn't say anything on here. It doesn't say which charger it is. That article is super long. I'm not about to read all that shit. Can somebody help me? Y'all ain't got no MacBooks? Well, it worked. Shit. Oh, y'all see my Christmas shirt? I'm the Christmas shirt in pajamas queen. Can't nobody touch me when it come to Christmas pajamas. I got more Christmas pajamas than anybody out here. But I ain't got no earrings. Not a one. They must be over there. So, that's it, y'all. Brittney is on her way. Hey, Phoenix. Hey, Naya. I hope that Russia ain't playing games with us. I really do. I hope this is, this is just, oh shit, look like one of my stockings is falling. I hope that this is just, I hope that all this stuff just runs smooth. Like, I was like legit praying for Brittney. I don't even know Brittney. As a matter of fact, I had never even heard of Brittney until and I'm gonna keep it 100. I hadn't even heard of Brittney until all of this stuff happened because I'm not a sports person. I'm not into sports and stuff like that, so I didn't know who Brittney was. But when all of this stuff happened, of course, I'm an American. I'm a woman. I don't want to see Brittney like locked up in a Russian jail, and I'm a mother. And I just like legit felt for her. You know what I mean? Like my heart legit went out I was praying for Brittney. This is one time when I was really praying for this girl. Every time I would see an update or her picture would come across my phone or anything, I would immediately go into intercessing prayer for Brittney. And it's the weirdest thing because I really believe that Brittney's situation like kind of ignited a fire in my prayer life because I used to be a prayer warrior. And when I say I used to be a prayer warrior, I used to be a prayer warrior. I used to be one of them people on the call-in line. Like, we had this, like my church had this call-in line where you would, they would give you the code and you call in and everybody be taking time, different turns praying and stuff. And it would be like 6 o'clock in the morning and I would be praying and irritating the hell out of my kids. Like, one time my son was like, why does it have to be so early in the morning? Why do you have to be up there praying and carrying on like that in the morning? Oh, I was irritating my kids. But it was a time when my kids they was going through it. I really want my son to sit down with me and have a candid conversation of how much he stressed me the hell out when he was a teenager. Like, I legit want us to sit down on a video and he tell his story. He tell his side of the story. I still got it. He tell his side of the story and I tell mine. I'll tell what I was going through when he was deciding to be a thug out here in these East Oakland streets. I really think that that would be a good video. I really do. Because we have been through some shit. You know, people look at me and just assume that, my life has been great or it ain't been no struggles. It's been struggles. As a mother, I have struggled. So when I see other mothers, I'm always going to have compassion for people's kid. Your kid going through something, you a mother, especially a single mother. I have so much compassion. I'm always praying for, mothers and women who are, going through stuff, mothers who kids are out here on these streets, slanging and banging. I'm always praying for them because I done been there. I don't talk about it a lot, but I've been there. Like my kids, both of my boys. It was one time when both of my boys were in jail. One of them was in Santa Rita and the other one was in San Quentin. And I was at home with a dog. Depressed. Do you hear me? Depressed. So yeah, I done been there. I done been through. I have been through it, but I survived. There is something on the other side of that, and I do believe that a lot of the reason why I survived was because I was praying. I latched on to God and would not let go until things in my life changed. It wasn't one of those situations where things were bad and I was just depressed and stayed in my depression. No, when I was going through all that shit, I went back to church. I was like, I am going back to church. Do you hear me? And the thing about this, the reason why I'm following Eat with Q's story so much is because she's in Nigeria. She has married this Nigerian born man. Now, Nigeria has not always been a big Christian. The Nigerians were not always Christians. Nigeria is the home of Ifa. Ifa was birthed in Nigeria. So my pastor who ordained me was Nigerian, born and raised. Okay? Mama, daddy, grandmama, grandpa, all them Nigerian. So he came out here to the States to go to school, basically. And so he started a church. He was Christian. And I met him at school right after I had been washed in Santeria. Right after I had been washed in Lukumi, I met him. And the reason why I met him was because I went to school that day in all white because I had to wear all white. After my washing, I had to wear all white for 14 days. And he came up to me and he was like, hi. I was like, hi. He was in my class, so he had saw me before. And he said, we're in the same class. And I was like, yeah, I've seen you before. And so he said, can I ask you a question? And I'm like kind of getting irritated because I get irritated by people that I don't know quickly. And I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. And he was like, you practice Ifa? And I told him I practice Lukumi. And he was like, well, aren't they similar? And I was like, he said, that's what y'all call it here in the States. He was like, I'm from Nigeria. And so he was like, can we sit and talk? And so we sat down and he was, telling me he was from Nigeria and that he was born, his family was born, practiced Ifa, and he had practiced, but he had become a Christian. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm a Christian too. My family is Baptist. I'm a Christian too. But yeah, I was just washed in Lukumi. And he was like, so y'all do both out here? And I was like, there are some people who just practice Ifa or Lukumi or Santeria or whatever. That's the only thing that they do. But yeah, we do blend. I still consider myself a Christian. So then he was telling me he had a church and did he have a website set up? I can't remember. I think so. I think he had a website or something. And so he invited me to his church. And I did, me and one of my friends, I got one of my friends who was washed with me. So technically she was kind of like my sister because we were washed the same day. So I got her and we went and visited his church. And, we really liked it. My friend, she started liking him because he was Nigerian and she was like hooked on this whole fantasy also of marrying a Nigerian man and he taking her back to Nigeria and she become this, I guess, African queen or something, child. She had that fantasy too. It didn't happen. But she tried, but it didn't happen. I don't think he wanted an American woman. But he did, like, me and him ended up being very close. And when I say close, I mean spiritually. Like, he took me under his wing. Even though we were like pretty close in age, he wasn't that much older than me. He still kind of like considered me his little sister. And he actually ordained me because, he said he loved my spirit. He loved the way I prayed. And he accepted the fact that I had been washed in Lukumi because he had been washed as a child. He said a lot of people in Nigeria are washed as babies. They have an orisha over their head as a baby. even though they may be Christian later on, when they're first born, they're washed in Ephi. So I'm watching Eat with Q because I want to see, is her husband gonna bust out one day and tell her that he's been washed in Ephi, or somebody in his family has been washed. I want to see it. So I'm watching because Nigeria, it is the birthplace of Ifa. The Oshun River is in Nigeria. That's the only reason why I ever wanted to visit Nigeria, was to go to the Oshun River. That's in Nigeria. So this whole storyline of her being in Nigeria is interesting to me. Let me, babe, the peanut gallery here, y'all. I'm gonna read y'all comments in a minute. I gotta tell you something.
I just want to say, I was washed in the holy waters of Lake Minnetonka. You don't get it? That's Purple Rain.
I get it. Didn't I tell y'all he was corny? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell y'all he was corny? Now listen at him laugh. He'll just keep doing that.
You know that was funny.
He's so corny. Oh my God.
You know that was funny.
No, it wasn't, man.
It was funny.
Okay, but let me tell you this dream I had last night.
Haters gonna hate. They just gonna hate.
Okay. So this morning, because it wasn't last night, this morning, I had this dream. Gizmo, stop.
Sit down, dude. You're gonna get us both in trouble.
God, dog. Okay, so I had this dream. Now, this is serious, babe. I had this dream that we were all at Greater St. Paul. Now, Greater St. Paul is the church that me and my husband met at when we were 17. So, I was 18. He was 17.
She's an older woman.
Still I'm in college, and he in high school.
She robbing the cradle.
Anyway. No, I just happen to be smart. Anyway, we at church. And y'all stopped me from getting married.
Who? You,
Steve.
How did I stop you?
You were there.
Don't just be including me into that. And there where?
Okay, at the church.
What?
Okay, so you, Steve.
Wait a minute.
Little Steve, David.
When were you getting married?
At Greater St. Paul.
When?
What do you mean, when?
Because you said I stopped. Okay, I got candy in my mouth.
So y'all stopped the wedding. Steve was the main one. He was like, no, you shouldn't do this. I don't think that's, it's right for you. And
who are you marrying?
Willie.
I didn't know nothing about that.
Okay, but in the dream you did.
Baby. Oh, the dream. Okay, the dream. I thought you. Okay. I'm like, child, I wasn't around there when. By the time Willie entered the picture, you kicked me to the curb. I still got the skid marks on my booty.
I am going to hurt him, okay?
She kicked me smooth to the curb.
I swear, sometimes these videos make it seem like he's not intelligent, but he is. Listen to me.
Okay.
In the dream, y'all stopped me from marrying Willie. Y'all was like, no, you shouldn't do this. He's not the right person. And I was like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? And then Willie got mad, and y'all like took him outside. It was like,
roughed him up.
I don't think y'all roughed him up, but it was like all of the men from the church was like, take him out there so she can, get away and stuff. And I was like, but all of my,
Run! Get
yeah,
to the
get
chopper!
to the chopper. But I was like, all of my clothes and stuff is at his house. And they was like, forget your clothes. You don't need that stuff. Just get away from him. And I was like, but I ain't got nowhere to go. My mama was mad at me. She don't want me no more. And my mama was like, you a lie? You a lie? You can come back here. I still love you. I'll take her. And I ended up going back to my mama because y'all had made Willie leave. But this is the kicker. This is the part right here. I didn't marry Willie, but guess who I married?
Me! Who'd you marry, child?
Steve.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely a nightmare. Nightmare on Greater St. Paul Street.
I didn't even marry you.
Nightmare.
But see, it's just like it is in real life. We didn't get married.
Huh?
We didn't get married in real life when
Okay,
we
now
were
you lost me.
young.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
When we were young. We didn't marry each other. We married somebody else. We didn't get married until we were older.
Mm-hmm.
And our
That's when
anniversary
she
is
was
coming
young
up.
and fast. That's when she was all fast.
I
then.
was.
She had no room for me.
Boy, stop lying.
She had no time for me at all.
You went to the military and I ain't gonna say the rest. I ain't gonna say what I want to say.
No time for me at all.
Honey, he went to the military and forgot all about black women. He forgot we existed. He was like, oh, I don't want no chocolate. I want vanilla. All I want is vanilla. I don't even want hot chocolate. I want white hot chocolate.
That was corny.
But it's true.
That was corny.
What kind of beans is Pop cooking?
I don't know. It looks like beans and rice is back in the rotation. That's what it looks like. when I saw the pot, because there was I don't know what kind.
Probably red. I know they were soaking last night.
Probably, but now he's got a kickback because mom's swelling up.
What?
She showed me. She was like, "Oh, look at I ain't never had this before." I was like, "Yeah, mom." I said, "That's
what her feet?"
Mm-hmm. I said, "Mom, that's because you got too much salt." What salt? I said, "Too much salt." She said, I ate those spaghetti and stuff like that. And Pop was like, "What?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "That's why we had to cut back. That's why we had to cut back."
Some of it could be that weird antibiotic
it could be. It could be too.
Yeah,
but
that's trying to come out her system.
Yeah.
I act like y'all ain't here. I know they like, damn.
But tell her that too, because I'll forget.
Oh.
About the antibiotics too.
Where you finna go?
Away, child, away. The beard though. I'm almost on you though, bro.
Let me say.
I'm almost on you. But see,
he is a sticker.
Bye.
Oh God.
Turn the light.
He is so sensitive about his beard. If he look at somebody else's beard and I say that theirs is thicker than his, honey, he gets offended. Ifa is Yoruba cosmology, and Lukumi comes from a Lukumi tribe, which is a subgroup of Yoruba people that made up the bulk of Yoruba people taken to Latin America. Fun fact. Thank you. I just want to know, is anybody in his family does anybody in that family and she not know she thinking that they're all Christian if any of them practice Ifa? I don't know her either, but she's an American and doesn't. Yeah, I never thought Brittany that. I'm just glad she at home. Well, close to home. I was told Ifa isn't exclusionary, but Christianity is. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by exclusionary? I mean, I know Christianity is really big in Africa now, and that's because the quote unquote missionaries went to Africa to save everybody, to save them. So they, brought Christianity and I don't know. Oh, that everything outside of Christianity is demonic. Oh, yeah. Ifa allows you, Ifa, all of those traditional African religions allow you to practice, integrate your whatever practice you have into Ifa. It allows you to, whatever you want to do. Christianity is the only religion, well, not the only religion, because other religions are like that too. If you are a Muslim, you have to be a Muslim. You can't be nothing else. You know what I mean? It's exclusive. Christianity is exclusive. A lot of the other religions are. But what I'm saying is a lot of people in Africa, in certain parts of Nigeria and other parts of Africa have been washed as children in Ifa or something else, even if they are Christians, is what I'm saying. And the pastor that I used to have, he said not only are they washed, a lot of them have a certain marking on them. Some of them have been branded or they have a marking, and that says what tribe that they are. They've been marked because the other minister, he had something on his face that was similar to the artist's seal, but it wasn't as pronounced. And he had been marked by his tribe as a child, but it wasn't as deep. But he had a mark that you could see. And he told me that a lot of them have markings on their bodies that represent the tribe that they're in or something related to Ifa. So I think I think the other pastor was Igbo. I think he said he was. So it just depends. But to me, this whole eat with Q thing is very interesting. And her that last video that I did where I was like, saying that people should like let up off this girl. Anyway, her mother, what Eat with Q's mother watched that video. I didn't know that her mother used to do videos. Her mother used to do mukbang videos. See, I didn't watch Eat with Q. Eat with Q been doing videos for a while. And I didn't know it. I just started watching her recently. So her mother commented on that video and was like, thank you for not bashing my daughter. I'm her mother. And I was like, why is my shoe wet? Why is my shoe wet? Something spilled on my shoe. Ow. Ain't no water down here. I'm trying to figure out why my shoe wet. Oh! Found it. This the charger. This the charger for the computer. So that charger is for the phone. That's the phone charger. This the computer charger. I thought that the computer charger was bigger. Okay. But they both work, huh? Just because it's charging. Um, yes, their system Chai has their own deities, not Orisha. Yeah, they all got their own um system going on. Like he never really explained all of that because he said that his focus was Christianity and that he didn't want to mixed mix the two at his church. And basically he was like, I don't have a problem with you doing whatever you do on the outside, but when you come to church, just stay Christian. And I didn't have a problem with that at the time. I mean, I don't have a problem with that period because I still enjoy um both. So at that time, what was I doing? Oh, I was just doing both. I would on Wednesdays and Sundays I would go to church. If we had something going on with the Orishas, I would just go there. Excuse me. Um, yeah, and it worked. It worked for me. Now, it worked for everybody that I knew also. Because my god sister at the time, who was like my big sister, she had like 10 years in Lukumi, and she went to church too, because after I stopped going to his church, because he started going back and he had to go home to Africa because something was going on with his parents, and he had to kind of like go home and check on things, and stuff started getting weird, and so I left his church and then went to this other church with my god sister, who she was in Lukumi also. So we I was still had roots in Christianity. I never lost my Christian roots. And I don't think you do. Especially if you grew up in the church like I did. It's really hard for you. Now there's a lot of stuff in the church that I don't agree with, you know. I don't go to a physical church like right now because it's still a lot of teachings and stuff that I don't agree with. Everything in the Bible, I don't agree with. There are things that are in the Bible that I think as a society we have progressed past. I think a lot of stuff in the Bible is just outdated theology that the generations have passed. So there's a lot of stuff that I don't like and I don't deal with. Yeah, I'm a church girl to my heart. I am. And a lot of people don't understand that. I before before any of this stuff that you have ever seen me post, the card reading, my experiences with Ifa, all the Lukumi, all of that stuff. I was a church girl. So, and I don't think you ever lose that. There are certain songs that I hear. This is not good. This is a weird aftertaste. I should go get me some oranges and make my. But I don't like orange juice when like you take the oranges and you press it yourself. I don't like that. That tastes funny. I don't know, child. That just tastes weird. I was a prophesying, teaching, singing. Girl, I was a laying hands on, praying hard, prophesying, preaching, losing my voice. Woo! I was a mess. Do you hear me? I was a mess. Can you imagine me preaching? I used to be, gosh. But I was one of those people. I studied Saturdays, Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I was in the Word. I was studying. Okay? I was studying. I just believe that there was a period of time where I had a very serious anointing on my life. And, that period of time is when I was really supposed to be out here doing it. And I did it. Like, I did it. Like, we were on the streets. We were witnessing. I was in the door to door ministry. You know how many doors I got slammed in my face and people get off my, all right, sister. Don't shoot us. We just trying to give you the word of God. We just trying to give you a good word. I done did all that. Jehovah Witness ain't got nothing on me. Cause Jehovah Witness, they be quiet. We was loud with ours. We be walking down the street singing. I know people was like, these crazy ass. If y'all don't go somewhere and sit y'all funny looking asses down. But that was a period of time that I went through, and I'm glad I did. Are you still liking your soda machine? No, I don't like it. Been looking at them and wondering if you loved it or it's just every now and then. Girl, that thing collecting dust. I don't like it. The carbonation thing, I don't know. That it makes my stomach hurt. And we can't figure out if it's the. So I Googled it, and some people said that it made their stomach hurt too. And they think it's that CO2 cartridge, that you just get too much. Even if you just squeeze it once, you still get too much of whatever that is for your belly to digest. Because I guess it's different in the can, the regular one in the can, because the one in the can don't make my stomach hurt. But every time I drink that one, I get like gas that hurts, kind of. It is gas, but it hurts. So I haven't used it. My husband, I think my husband is using it. It's in the man cave. I think he uses it. But I don't like it. I I I used it a couple of times and that's it. So that's not my thing. But I do love our Ninja and the juicer. I would use the juicer more if it wasn't so many dang on pieces that you have to clean after and assemble. It's only like 4 pieces, but I don't want to do all that shit just to make some juice. Girl, the church that I went to, neither one of the churches that I went to, people really spoke in tongue. But I have visited a lot of churches where people were speaking in tongues. But none of the churches that I actually belonged to, people were speaking in tongues. But yeah, I am a ordained evangelist. I have my, I mean, we had, ordination ceremony. I have my certificate and everything. So I am a ordained evangelist and I can preach. I have preached. So I just choose not to. Like I can wear the collar if I want to. I just choose not to do it. I can have my collar because I am ordained. But I don't I don't own one. But I can. If I want to walk up in the church with, the whole thing on, I can. But I don't know. I don't want to say those days are behind me because, I don't know what's in front of me. But right now, that's not my thing. I don't know, Melissa. You may like it, but I mean because I love bubbly. And the little thing came with all the bubbly flavors. I love bubbly, but it don't work. It just don't work for me. But my stomach is super sensitive. Super sensitive. And every time I get sick, my stomach gets more sensitive. So, um, who knows? It could just be me. Because it didn't bother him. It didn't bother him at all. He still drinks it every now and then. I don't think he do it that often. But every now and then he still be drinking. He still be drinking it. So, I don't know. I saw this video on TikTok of, let me see if I can find this video. Because this video probably gonna get demonetized anyway. Because of I want y'all to listen to this. Listen to this guy talking. Phoenix, I hope you still here because I want you to hear this. Is this sound on? Listen to this.
Y'all be sharp from toe to neck. Then get to the face and all I see is Carmex. Chapstick. Ladies, whether I do your face, you book with me or not, get your face done. The outfit, the look is not complete unless the face is done. And don't come DMing me, inboxing me, talking about something, I don't like makeup. What if I don't like? Well, this post is for you.
So, men out here telling us we have to wear makeup. The look is not complete. The outfit is not complete unless you have on makeup. So we have to wear makeup. The look is not complete unless you have on makeup. See, we're giving men too much leeway. You you know, we're not setting boundaries with their ass like we used to. Stay in your lane. Okay? Mind the business that pays you. Because what's going on with women, for one, ain't your business. It's just not. It's not your business. Now you may be a makeup artist, you may do the makeup, on women, but you have absolutely no right to tell a woman that her look is not complete unless she has on makeup. Go straight to hell. Okay? As a matter of fact, bust the bottom out, as my mama used to say. Because I ain't wearing nothing. I'm not, if I don't want to wear no makeup, I ain't wearing it. And I can be pretty as hell. You don't have to wear makeup, ladies. Your natural skin is beautiful. You don't have to wear eyelashes. You don't have to wear any of that shit. You don't even have to wear Carmex if you don't want to. You don't have to wear anything. I threw this wig on. This is my house wig. When I just don't want to walk around the house scaring everybody because my hair be looking a mess. And do you know, combing through my hair almost triggers an asthma attack. That my hair in the back is so thick that I legit be out of breath when I be combing through it. Cause I got the spray. Then I gotta take that brush and when I get finished with that, I'll be breathing hard. So I put this wig on so I don't walk past the mirror and scare the shit out of my own self. When I was like in the throes of this sickness, like last week, I got up and went to the bathroom and I passed by the mirror and I legit almost cried. I was like, God damn, girl, you look bad. I mean, my hair was standing up on my head because I had a fever and my head felt like it was this big, and I had took like the ponytail holder thing off and just let my hair go, and it was just like standing up on, oh my God, it was a mess. I was a sight. It was bad. So I can't just walk around the house looking like that. And then the first day I put my wig on, my husband was like, "Oh, you feeling better? You got on your wig?" I was like, "No. I'm tired of scaring everybody. I just don't want to look horrible." But ladies, you don't have to do anything. You don't. You are beautiful. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to wear anything. You don't have to wear no makeup. If you don't want to, you don't have to wear no eyelashes. I can only wear eyelashes maybe once a week. If I wear them too much, they will start to irritate my eyes. I'm not punishing, brutalizing my eyes to make somebody else feel good. I'm not going to mess up my eyes. Maybe I didn't wait it too late for all this shit. I'm almost 60 years old. I'm not about to be out here putting eyelashes and glue, and I don't have that many lashes to begin with. You know what I'm scared of? This is what I don't want to happen. And this is my fear. This is my greatest fear. I'm about to tell you. My eyelashes turning gray. I don't want that to happen. I don't want my eyelashes or eyebrows to turn gray. My mother had a couple of gray eyebrows. And when they turned gray, she would pluck them out. I don't want that to happen. I don't want to have gray eyelashes. I already got enough gray hair. I don't want my eyelashes and eyebrows to turn gray. I'm scared. I gotta know. And they bad too. It's like, God damn. Especially the ones around my edges that I'll be trying to hide when I put my wig on. And they don't want to go nowhere. And I'm tired of dyeing my hair. Why my hair had to turn gray? My husband don't even have that much gray. I got more than he do. And I don't like it. I'm sick of dyeing my hair. I'm tired of it. I'm about to go to counseling over my gray hair. I don't have any problems. They're gonna be like, why are you here, Miss Brown? Okay, my gray hair. I'll be like, what? Yeah, it's my gray hair. My gray hair is really starting to bother me. All right, y'all, I'm finna go. I'm about to crochet um a frog, I think. I want to make another frog. I'm giving away my okay. So what I'm going to do for Christmas is this. I'm gonna have a basket, and when the family comes, whoever comes over to our house for Christmas, there will be a basket. Y'all tell me if this is a good idea. There will be a basket in the dining room or family room, in the family room. There'll be a basket. And all of the stuff that I've crocheted will be in there. Scarves, hats, all the little critters like the frogs, octopus, bumblebee, all of those things will be in there. And family members can just take what they want. You think that's a good idea? Would y'all love that? Like if you came to your auntie's house and she just had a basket full of crochet items and you could just get what you want. They won't be wrapped and you take what you want. At the end of the night, it'll just be a free fall. Take all that shit. I don't care. Take it all. Whatever's left. Whatever's left, you can have it. I mean, of course, if I made something specific for my husband or, if someone asks for something specific, then I'll leave that to the side for them. But everything else will be in that basket and just take it. I mean, it's gonna be some frogs. It'll probably be some octopus. I know it's gonna be some bumblebees, and there'll be different sizes. I think that's gonna be it. I was thinking about putting like some coasters in there, coasters that you sit your drinks on, but they'll be like granny, cute granny squares or something. But would y'all like that? Like if you went to your auntie house and she had that? Would you like it? Naya said it's a good idea. Phoenix said, yeah, I love that. Oh, Melissa said, yeah, such a good idea. I love it. Okay, so I'm probably that's what have really been thinking about because I'm really enjoying making all of these little critters, but I can't keep all of these critters. Um, I want somebody to have them that is going to enjoy them. I enjoy making them and I enjoy keeping them for a while. Like I'm probably going to keep my first little frog family. I think I'm gonna keep them. But if I make some more of them, I'm probably gonna give them away. I want to make a black bumblebee to keep for myself and see how it look. Maybe that's what I'll make today. The black bumblebee and see how cute it is. And then make some more. But I think that's what I'm gonna work on today. And I'm gonna make a couple of more hats and a couple. Did I show y'all the scarf that I made? Hold on, y'all. Okay, a wig just fell. So this little hat I made, but I'm not gonna make theirs. This one was made weird because you can see where I joined it. But I have this other hat pattern where it won't have a seam. I mean, you can always put this in the back. Who's gonna be looking at the back of your head? I got a little peanut head, so this is like my head size. But I would make everybody else's a little bigger. But I made that one specifically for me. So I made this scarf, and this is usually how I wear my scarves. So I made this one. And then, is this the same yarn? No. This is a sparkle yarn. Can y'all see the sparkle? Now, I don't like it. I like the sparkle, but the yarn is not soft. This yarn is super soft. I know you can't see the softness, but it's super soft. This ain't. This is some acrylic yarn and it's not that soft. So what is this called? Infinity. Yeah. This infinity scarf. I would fix it right, but my wig in the way. Okay. So this a kind of short infinity scarf. But you know, when you put your jacket on, it keeps all this part warm. I think I'm gonna give this one away because I don't really like the. I think I'm gonna put this one in the basket because I don't like the yarn for me. But the colorway was purple, pink, this blue, this like turquoisey color, and this light blue. This was the colorway for the yarn. So I don't know. Maybe somebody and the things that don't get picked, the things in the basket that don't get picked. Maybe I will. I don't know. I'll probably keep them or donate or something. I don't know. Depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Or cry because nobody wanted them. Because I am that person. Nobody wanted them. I had a some stuff and nobody wanted anything. That's me too. I'll be sitting up here crying. So that's it, y'all. I don't even, do I have any, I don't even think I have any dolls. I might have a doll. I'll check and see. I don't think I have any though. I'll look and see. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'll look and see, do I have any? I don't think I do though. I'll check. I might have one. I haven't done one in a while. Not since I've been here. Because I don't have my altar or anything set up. So I haven't been making them. But if I have one that's already made, then you in luck. Because that means that one was already taken care of. I'll look and see though. Yeah, I like the colors. I like the colors and I like the glitter that's in there, the shimmer. I think it's called shimmer. I don't think it's called glitter. I like the shimmer, but I just don't like this yarn. The yarn it's acrylic yarn, and it's just not as soft as, like, I like when I put a scarf around my neck, I want it to, like, I want it to hug me. Like, this yarn is so soft, but I think this yarn has alpaca or something in it. This got something in it. I might have to stop throwing away the paper so I can go back and be like, now what is this yarn made out of? But it's got something in there that's making it like super soft. So, honey, my granddaughter then text me this morning because she want to go make sure she go shopping this weekend. These kids be on you for Christmas. Am I coming over this weekend? I said, look, Granny is still recovering. I guess in her mind, she like, well, you better hurry up and recover because I got to go Christmas shopping. And I don't know if I'm ready to be out here shopping. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do all that. And my husband talking about, yeah, okay, so I'll just take y'all and y'all can go in and I'll be sleeping in the car. I was like, no, you will not. No, you won't. You definitely will not be sleeping in the car. You are our bodyguard. So if I got to be drugged through that mall, so do you. I ain't dealing with no teenager by myself. You know how teenagers can drag you through the mall? Because that girl be on a mission. If she drag me, she gonna drag you too. So, I don't know, child. I'm thinking that's what our weekend is gonna be. And I was kind of hoping to go to the Black Angus, me and my husband just go out to dinner, and it just be a nice quiet weekend. And this girl done text me at 9:30 this morning. We on for this weekend? Granny. Shit. Amani ain't playing. She is not playing. Amani wants some Ugg boots. I mean, she got her list. She got her list. I want some Ugg boots, some Crocs, some boyfriend jeans. Must be nice. It must be nice to have grandparents. Because I ain't had no grandparents. My grandparents didn't love me. But that's another story. My grandparents ain't never bought me shit. Never took me nowhere. So it must be nice having grandparents that would take you to the mall and let you ball out. Huh, Gizmo? Huh, Pooch Pooch? You ain't eat? You ain't eat? You ain't eat breakfast? We have to put him on a schedule because if you feed him too early in the morning, he won't eat. So we have to legit wait until this dog is on the verge of starving to death before we feed him. Then he'll eat his food. I don't know what's going on with him. Like you feed him, he'll smell it, and then he'll try to walk away, and I have to literally redirect him. Eat your food. Eat it. And then he'll start eating. I'm like, what the hell wrong with you? Eat this food. And my husband won't do that. So if he feeds him, Gizmo won't eat. And I'm telling my husband, you have to redirect him. You literally have to tell him, eat your food. Eat that food. For him to eat it. Then he'll look at you and he'll be like, oh shit, let me eat this food before she beat the brakes off of me. Oh, if my good friend is watching this video, shout out to Connection Rejection. She got a new apartment and she is moving. I don't know when, but she said y'all didn't congratulate her. Y'all didn't tell her congratulations, and I think it hurt her feelings. So, if by chance you watching this video, Connection Rejection, congratulations. I'm happy for you that you're moving. I know we didn't have funk in the past, and we'll probably have it in the future. But congratulations. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you're moving because, she didn't had some problems in the apartment that she lives in. And trust me, I know what it's like living in an apartment next door to people that you don't want to live next door to. It sucks real bad. So I'm happy for her, and I hope her move goes smoothly in the new place that she's moving to. Those my purses right there. And I'm like, what is all that? My purses that I don't feel like putting in the closet. Um, I hope that her move goes smoothly and everything works out for her because I'm not a mean person. Now I get on your ass, but I'm not mean. I talk shit about you, but that don't mean that I don't like you. It just means that I'm talking about you. There's a whole difference. I talk about people. That doesn't mean that I don't like you. I can still like you because there's few people, very few people that I just flat out don't like. I may talk about you. You may get on my nerves, but as a human person, you all right. But yeah, that's just how I am. Some people are not like that. I am. I'm gone. I'm about to go work on me some projects, charge this computer up the rest of the way, let it charge. And I do have another video that I want to make. It is a standalone video. I want it to be a standalone video because it's like a story time. So I'm probably going to post that later on this evening, I guess. Melissa said, I saw she was moving. I know she's been miserable there. I'm happy for her too. Yeah, she said she's had a lot of stuff, go on there. And I'm happy for her. Like our last apartment, we had a carbon monoxide scare. Also, uh the girl, okay, so we lived in a triplex, and the girl in the back unit had a carbon monoxide scare. Like they legit got sick. They hauled all of them out of the apartment on stretchers. And so, what happened? Uh, I remember the fire department knocking on my door, asking, had we turned our heater on yet? And I said no. And so they said don't, because the other girl had they were pulling them out on stretchers. Her and her boyfriend, I think, were sick. And they said that PG&E had been notified. So we hadn't turned our heater on yet that year. It hadn't got cold enough for us to turn on the heater. So he asked, had the heater been checked or some? Anyway, the fire department was like, don't turn on your heater. PG&E has been notified. They're going to come out. And PG&E came out. And so what else did he say? Call your maintenance person. And so the maintenance guy came, and I think he lit the pilot. I don't know. The maintenance guy, I can't even remember, child. But it was nothing wrong with ours, because we had the smoke detector that had the carbon monoxide beeper thing in our unit. She didn't. Hers was just a regular smoke detector. So I guess when she lit her heater, it happened. So ours was updated. And the fire department saw that. He was like, okay, you have a carbon monoxide detector. So he was like, just don't turn your heater on until PG&E and your maintenance person comes out. So he had to let us know in the townhouse in front. So we had a scare. Like that legit scared me. Then one time when my husband was at home, was at work. I was at home by myself, me and Gizmo. I had the heater on, and the carbon monoxide detector went off. And I was scared to death. I I panicked. I called my husband. I was like, the carbon monoxide detector went off. He was like, get out the house. He was on the phone screaming. He was like, get Gizmo and get out the house. So I grabbed Gizmo. Like he could hear the carbon monoxide detector going off. So I grabbed Gizmo. I grabbed his leash. I turned the heater off because the heater was on. I turned it off. When I got off the phone with him, called 911 and told them that my carbon monoxide detector was going off. I stood in the doorway of the house. They could hear it going off. And they said, okay, stay outside. Don't go back in the house. The fire department is on their way. So my neighbor was at home. I told her my carbon monoxide detector just went off. I don't know how that works, but so she was standing outside with me until the fire department came. So they went in the house. They went in the house and they had some kind of detector thing. They put it on the heater and they said the carbon monoxide detector battery was dead. But it's better to be safe than sorry. They said the battery was going out. And it should not have been a steady beep. It should have been beeping like beep, beep, that type of beep instead of just a steady beep like the thing was detected carbon monoxide. So he said that the carbon monoxide detector may have been faulty. And so he left a note for the maintenance man to just replace, instead of replacing the battery, replace the entire unit. Because the unit upstairs, because see, we had those carbon monoxide things. We had one downstairs and two upstairs, one in the hallway and one in between the two bedrooms. And those weren't going off. Just the one downstairs was going off. But that was, I felt like that one was going off because that was the one that was closest to the heater. But they said it wasn't any carbon monoxide detected in the heater at all. The heater was perfect. So, everything was fine. I called my husband because he was about to come home. And I was like, no, he was about to come home because he thought that they were going to have to like air the house out and I was going to have to, find someplace to go. But no, they said everything was fine. And I could go back in the house. And so I called him and let him know that everything was okay. But yeah, scared the daylights out of me. I was scared to death. That was the, first time that had ever happened. But I had always felt secure because I knew that we had a carbon monoxide detector and, a regular smoke detector, the built in one unit thing. So I, felt safe. And that was the first time that it ever went off. But, even the fire department was like, it's better to be safe than sorry. We are, this is our job. We're glad that you called. Because I was like, I'm so sorry. It scared me. It was the first time it went off. I'm home by myself. I'm explaining it. And they were like, ma'am, everything is fine. This is our job. It's better to be safe than sorry. He was like, you just don't know. We're much more happy to come out and say that everything is fine than to bring you and your dog out on a stretcher. They were so sweet. They were really, really nice guys. So I was happy that. Oh, and my neighbor, when it happened to her, she was released from the hospital the next day, I think. Her and her boyfriend. They were okay. She said she just had like a really bad headache and she was like lethargic and I think he was throwing up or something. That's how she knew something in the house. It had to have been something in the house because they were fine earlier. And so I'm just so glad that they didn't go to sleep. You know what I mean? I'm just so glad that they called 911 and they got out because It would have killed me if, her and her boyfriend had been up in there dead and we didn't know it. Like, I would have had a fit. And that's nothing to play with. Everybody should have carbon monoxide detectors. Those things are cheap and it don't take no time to put them up, and especially this time of year when people are starting, and this is turning into a lesson, especially this time of year when people are turning on their heaters for the first time since the summer. Please get that stuff checked out and have a carbon monoxide detector and a smoke detector in your house, because it's so serious. In your apartment, in your house, whatever, because those type of things can be detected and can save your life. So y'all do that, please. Yeah, they were really lucky. Really lucky. Oh, thank you, Tammy. Yeah, I'm feeling much better. I still have a cough and a little bit of phlegm that I cannot seem to kill. And I done threw everything that I know at this. And this phlegm is just stuck to my, what does it stick to? Your lungs? Your chest wall? Whatever. Whatever it stick to is stuck. Um, and every now and then I'm coughing and it's thick. Like this, I don't know, whatever this virus was, it was nasty. It was nasty. I still traces, I can still hear it. It's still behind my nose. Like my sinus is still um kind of swollen. I still feel it. Okay, in your bronchial tubes. It's there. So y'all be careful, because this whatever this virus is, and now my youngest grandson, he tested positive for the flu. He was sick. He was running a fever, and his mom took him to the hospital a couple of days ago, and he tested positive for the flu. Because they, when you go in, they testing you for everything. They gonna test you for the flu, for COVID, for RSV automatically. And so he tested positive for the flu. And I talked to his mom. She said he's doing better. I do have, I hate that nasal spray. I do. I just don't like it. But maybe I will use. Maybe I will use some because I do have it. I'm gonna try that. I'm glad you. Thank you for reminding me. Maybe I will try that because it is right here, but it feels like it's back there somewhere and on my chest. I did not test positive for anything. I didn't test positive. My results came back negative for COVID, flu, and RSV. So they just said, okay, well, you got that, whatever everybody else got, and send me home. Quick, get up out of here, girl. Bye. Bye bye. Didn't give me no medicine. She was like, no, we don't want to treat it with antibiotics. We just want you to go home and take over the counter Mucinex, Sudafed, uh, what else? Not Zyrtec, but that other one. I mean, throw everything at it. And that's literally what I had to do. I literally had to throw everything at this. And I believe if they had given me an antibiotic, it the antibiotic would have killed it instead of me throwing all of this over the counter shit at it. Because at one point, I felt like it was a sinus infection and I really needed an antibiotic. But I mean, it's finally going away, slowly but surely. But doctors are saying now that they want your immune system to fight it. They want your body to fight it. But my immune system is weird. My immune system don't want to fight germs. It wants to fight me. And I don't think it's fair for someone who has a compromised immune system to think that their body is going to it's probably gonna take longer for my body to fight it than someone who's normal. And I don't understand why these doctors don't understand. It's in my chart that I have an autoimmune disease. I can't fight shit. But she was like, no, you'll be okay. I don't want to give you an antibiotic. So you just want me to go home and just die. Because at one point, I really felt like I ain't going to make it. I did. Yeah, they want you to go home and fight they want your own immune system to fight the virus. If it's not the flu, if it's not COVID, or it's not that respiratory infection, the RSV, they want you to go home and fight that yourself. Let your own immune system kick in and fight it. Unless you have a fever. If you have a fever, it's different. But my fever was controlled in the hospital. They got my fever under control. So, unless you go home and your symptoms worsen, and by worsen, they mean your fever comes back and you're not able to control your fever, you're vomiting and you're having diarrhea and you're dehydrated and that type of thing. Other than that, if you're just coughing and congested and you're still breathing, you're not having a hard time breathing, your body can fight that. That's how doctors look at it. And that's what they want you to do. They want you to go home and let your own immune system fight the virus you have. Because that's not. And she did look in my ears. She said that my ears didn't have fluid. My throat was just slightly red. It wasn't like strep throat red. So yeah, go home and take some medicine, go to bed, get some rest, drink a lot of fluids, and call us if you get any worse. And I just felt like, shit, if you just give me some antibiotics, it'll knock it out, and I won't be 2 weeks in, with the shit lingering. That's how I feel. But the doctors don't feel that way. You have to have something that shows like you have an ear infection. And I heard that doctors now are not even treating ear infections with antibiotics unless they deem the infection serious. Honey, medicine is changing. Because I know when my kids was little, I had my oldest son had ear infections, and every single solitary time he had an ear infection, they treated it with antibiotics. At one time, my son was on antibiotics for 30 days. They would give him a 2 week prescription, and when that one was almost over, I would have to go back to the pharmacy and get the second half of the prescription because he would have these really severe ear infections to the point where he had to have those tubes placed in his ears. I think they did his 3 times. I think the last time he had it done was when he was 11. And they said that his own eustachian tubes at 11 years old had finally grew to the point where they were supposed to be. And that was the last time that he had to have the surgery done. So he was born with very small eustachian tubes. So he didn't have the drainage that he was supposed to have. So he would have these really bad ear infections. And I think they put the tubes in his ears the first time when he was like 6 months old, I think. It was his first surgery. So I think they doing things different now. Phoenix said they don't give antibiotics for viruses. Well, what is it for then? Infection, huh? Infection. That's what antibiotics is for. Infection. They have to find infection. So I guess I didn't have anything that showed I had infection. It's a virus. So you just gotta fight it. You gotta fight it off. Girl, I was throwing everything. I was apple cider vinegar, lemon, ginger, and usually the apple cider vinegar, lemon, cayenne pepper, usually that would kill it. That wasn't doing shit. This virus was like, look at her. Look what she doing. This virus was sitting back laughing at the Sudafed and everything. Girl, I was popping Sudafed like they was Tic Tacs. This virus was like, I'm not going nowhere. You my best friend. You are my best friend. So I'm just not stressed. I think too, I was stressing off of being sick. I was just like, oh, I'm so sick of this. I hate it. And when I just was like, you know what? Fuck it. This is just it. I think I started to feel better. If this virus is my new best friend, it's just going to be my best friend. I'm not about to be tripping off of this virus. I'm not going to be worried about how my voice sounds. I'm not going to be worried about my sinuses. It just is what it is. When it go away, it go away. Shit. I mean, but gosh, I just felt like if they had gave me something, it may not have gotten as bad as it did, because one day it felt like I had laryngitis, but then I saw this doctor on CNN or Good Morning America or something, and she said that laryngitis was part of this crazy virus that everybody is catching. She said laryngitis is one of the key components. I was like, one morning I woke up, I could barely talk. So I ain't worried about it. Okay. I want y'all to see this person. This doctor that I follow on TikTok. How do I find him, y'all? Let me see. No. Oh, this doctor right here. His name is Dr. Darian. He has been on Good Morning America. He's been on Good Morning America and something else. And he like TikTok, I don't want to say TikTok famous, but he got like 1 million subscribers on TikTok. And he talks about a lot of different medical, uh, you know, stuff that he can talk about as a doctor. He is based out of LA. And it just makes me feel good when I see African American physicians. And he is a twin, and his twin brother is a OBGYN. So I started following him. It's so funny because when we see black young doctors, all the women be like, "Oh yeah, what's your blah blah blah," and he's clearly gay. He gay. Like live. I don't know if he's. I don't think he's married, but he lives with his partner. But even he said that people always say stuff like, "Oh, I know your wife happy," and I was like, "Dang." I know that be getting, and he said he don't correct people and tell them that he's gay. He just, kind of laugh it off. But he has an interesting TikTok, so y'all should go over there and follow him because he does talk about different cases and how different things are treated. I don't think I've ever taken antiviral because even when I had COVID, they didn't give me any. I didn't get the COVID medicine. I don't know why. Why didn't I? I don't know. But they didn't give me anything when I had COVID. And this virus was worse than COVID. This was worse than COVID to me. When I had COVID, I didn't not feel this sick. I haven't had anything like this in a long time. A long time. I don't remember being this sick in a long time. So, y'all don't catch this. Try your best to stay away from anybody that's got it, anybody that look like they got it. Stay away from it because it ain't no fun. Like, I legit made my husband stay away from me. Like, I had the bubonic plague. The COVID antiviral was disgusting. Tastes like burnt grapefruit. Really? Yeah, they didn't give it to me. Now they gave it to my in-laws. They took it, but they didn't give it to me. I don't know why. Because I don't know. Maybe it was because I took my COVID test and then I went home. Because I went up to one of those stations where they do your test in a tent and then you have to wait and get your results. And then they gave me the results and that was it. And I just dealt with it. But by the time I had got the results, I didn't even have a fever and stuff no more. Like, I was getting better. So that's it, y'all. Somebody cooking something that smell like hot dogs. You want hot dog? Mm, Because you got up when I said hot dog. You want hot dog? You hungry? You ready to eat? It's 1 o'clock. You ready to eat? Y'all see him? Where you at, Booger? There he is. Say hi, Poochie. Say hi, Pooch Pooch. He laying in his favorite spot. So we finna go. I'm about to get started on my project. And hopefully, that's my father-in-law in there sneezing. I'm finna get started. Oh, there come my earrings right there. Why didn't I see my earrings? Get started on my project and charge this computer the rest of the way because I need it. I love you guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow. If you see the other video up later, it's going to be a story time, so make sure you guys watch it. I love you guys. Thank you for coming. Bye!